Hi all. Today we'll show you a case of retropupillary iris claw fixation for management of surgical aphakia. Here, this is a case referred to me after an aphakia which was very well managed by the primary surgeon. Thorough vitrectomy was done and she was referred to me. So, under subtenous anesthesia, we took up this case. You can see the paracentesis being done. Make sure that you have your side ports exactly 180 degrees apart, opposite to each other. So you can see I have made a side port through the pterygium on purpose because I want it horizontal, exactly horizontal and opposite to each other. Now I am taking an iris spatula and looking for any residual vitreous tags, and you can see the fibrosed vitreous tag being pulled. So what will be my next step? I would like to stain it with diluted triamcinolone acetate. And I am performing an anterior vitrectomy. You can see the anterior vitrectomy being performed under the irrigation. After thorough anterior vitrectomy, now I would like to open up the previously already created incision. So I am doing a small peritomy. Cutting the sutures off. Now insert a little amount of viscoelastic dispersive. I am using a dispersive viscoelastic here. Now I am opening up the previous tunnel directly with the keratome. So here comes the iris claw lens. You can see that this is a regular lens holding forceps. So I'm inserting, make sure the pupil is mid dilated. That's an ideal size of the pupil for retropupillary iris claw fixation. Now after putting it partially inside, I take a dialer from the side port and try to put it over the pupil in the anterior chamber. Yes. So I keep it over the pupil in the desired position. Make sure that your side ports and the haptics are in the same direction so that the fixation will be very easy. Now a little bit of viscoelastic going in again. Coming to the insertion part, hold the optic with the lens holding forceps. Gently take the haptic behind the pupil and lift the haptic to tent the iris up. So your second instrument is already ready. You can feel the tented haptic. Just pass the second instrument through it. You can feel a click, and then you can make sure that it is enclaved. You can do the same thing for the other haptic, but there may be some hypotony issues while tucking in the second haptic. Nothing to be worried. Just refill the viscoelastic, hold it again, keep your second instrument ready, take the second haptic below the pupil. Again you can feel the click sound when you're tucking it in. Second haptic can sometimes be challenging. The trick is, instead of directly pushing it in, you can just slide it slightly sidewards and push it in, then tent up the iris. Sure, you tuck it in you don't involve the pupillary margin so that post-op pupil will be regular, round. You can see here the pupil is still round, and I am checking for the stability of the lens. It is quite stable. Now why am I going with vitrectomy again? I want to do a PI. So I do a PI and check for the glow to see for the patency. So there are certain modifications you have to do in the PI. Don't go with your regular vitrectomy settings. Reduce the settings, change it to cut IA mode, and the cut rate should be at around 200, not your regular cut rate for the anterior vitrectomy. So I always suture the tunnel irrespective of how good or bad it is, to reduce the astigmatism. And the primary reason for choosing an iris claw over SF-IOL in this patient is too old. She is around 80 years old. She cannot take the trauma of a second surgery, that a long surgery. Iris claw is relatively a shorter surgery and being performed under subtenous anesthesia. So I'm just trying to show the superior edge that is due to the retracted pupil. Once the pupil comes down, the patient should be fine. So here I'm washing out the remaining viscoelastic, and I notice that the tunnel is not regular and it is leaking from a side. So my next plan would be, I'm putting an air bubble, and under the air bubble I would like to suture the tunnel. And always make sure that I suture the peritomy in such cases, especially in PCR cases, any vitreous prolapse, any aphakias, any posterior capsular ruptures. I make sure that I suture the conjunctiva. I'm planning to leave a small air bubble inside, and yeah, globe is nicely formed. Gentamicin and dexamethasone. Thank you for watching.